is going on? I hope you are all doing well. It's Casual Fools, and today we are going to be talking about a very serious issue. I am planning on looking into this topic a little more, but this event happened before I could release my piece on this current day issue that many people do face. I do not encourage anyone to do any of this kind of shit. It can potentially be dangerous for you or others. So let's talk about this a little bit. A lot of channels have recently covered this situation, but if you haven't heard, Boogie2988 was arrested a week or so ago because he fired a gun in his neighborhood last year. What caused him to do that? Well, he has been harassed by a guy by the name of Frank Hassel, who provoked Boogie after he trespassed on his property. Frank Hassel used to have a YouTube channel, but it was taken down since most of his content solely focused on trolling and harassing other YouTubers. So Frank has a history of doing this to people, and then he targeted Boogie last year. Boogie has had some problematic things going on in the last few years or so that has exposed him as not to be the man he portrayed on his channel for years, but that still shouldn't encourage people to show up to his house and talk shit to his face. In the footage that was released, Frank rings Boogie's doorbell and instantly starts in on him once the door opens. Boogie comes out with a handgun and warns Frank to leave and then fires off a warning shot into the sky to try and get Frank to get off the property. This is what got Boogie in trouble because he fired that weapon in a neighborhood. That stray bullet could have killed someone or hurt someone that was an innocent bystander in the whole situation. Boogie was arrested for this and charged with aggravated assault. His bond was $5,000, but from the sounds of it, Frank came out of this unscathed for now. Boogie paid his bond, but now may face criminal charges in court. When the harassment began last year, Frank and Boogie were on a podcast with Keemstar, and Boogie basically threatened Frank not to come to his house, otherwise something would happen. Boogie pretty much said that he would end Frank's life if he was caught trespassing on Boogie's property. Frank, of course, laughed obnoxiously at these threats and still taunted and trolled him on the interview. It is obvious that Frank is a troll, but showing up to someone's house when they have been getting harassed by you for months is never a good idea. The harassment happened for about 3 months up to the point where of Boogie threatening Frank. Frank disregarded the threats and showed up to Boogie's house anyway. What was he trying to achieve? I can't say for certain, but judging by the fact that Frank was wearing a GoPro on his head, I would assume that he was trying to make content again or gain clout. Boogie could have killed Frank, and due to the laws in Boogie's state, he would have been in the right for it. All because Frank wanted to be an asshole troll that wouldn't leave someone alone. Even after all of this happened and Boogie got arrested, Frank continues to troll people and anger everyone by trying to get a petition signed for Boogie to receive the death penalty. This petition was obviously taken down, but still angered a lot of people, and they continue to verbally attack Frank on Twitter. Boogie isn't innocent in all of this. Yes, I understand that he was trying to protect himself and his property, but he should have shot into the ground instead of up in the air in a neighborhood if that was the route he wanted to take. Boogie could have been extremely unhinged from all of the harassment and the panic of Frank actually being at his house, and that could have caused him to choose badly on how to handle this situation. However, Boogie could have simply called the police and filed a restraining order on Frank. Like I said, Frank has a history of doing this shit to people, and he thinks it's funny. In fact, he has targeted Boogie in the past. Boogie shouldn't be facing such serious charges after months of harassment while Frank gets to skip back to Twitter to continue to piss people off. The piece that I was going to do is focusing on this type of situation a little more in depth. It focuses on the safety of influencers when it comes to fans or trolls approaching their homes. This situation can be seriously deadly for either party, and some influencers can be paranoid about their safety if they are harassed how Boogie was. Influencers don't have the protection or security like celebrities or people of political power do, and so they have to fend for themselves most of the time in any way that they can. As for this situation, both parties were in the wrong. Boogie was guilty of acting out and shooting his gun that could have killed someone not involved. Frank was guilty of harassment and trespassing and should be held accountable as well. As of right now, Frank is getting all sorts of hate on his Twitter account, and it's ironic since he was doing the same shit to other people before this. I'm sure he is still trolling a lot of people that are coming for him, and it seems that he has little regard for certain things like the safety of others and the well-being of others that he harasses. He pushed Boogie to the point of freaking out and acting out. But Boogie has had this happen in the past and should have had a plan for this kind of stuff, especially since Frank had threatened to come to his house over and over again in the past. He should have called the police the second he saw Frank on his doorstep and should have told them about the situation as it went on instead of making the police assume everything at the last minute. As long as there are shitty people out there, influencers' personal information will be leaked and revealed to their fan bases if the influencers don't do it themselves. There is no real protection for the people out there unless they protect themselves and have a plan. As for Frank, he's just an asshole troll that likes to take things too far, and that could potentially harm him in the future if he continues. Hopefully, once Boogie gets this all situated, he can make a plan for things like this should they happen in the future. He may have an assault charge on his permanent record, and it could really affect his life. But because of someone acting like a dick and trolling/harassing him, Boogie will still have to live with these choices. For those that are watching out there with all of this unfolding, I hope that this is a reminder of what could happen to those that try to stalk influencers or harass them. Not every influencer has weapons, but they will become paranoid after a while if people continue to harass them. Stop showing up at their houses or places of work like it's a damn zoo. There's a time and a place for meetups, and they will establish it when it happens, not you. They are people just like you and me and deserve the same decency and respect as us. And just like us, they can make mistakes that they will later regret too. As for the influencers, make more clear-headed decisions if you can. Warn police ahead of time so that there are no surprises. Threats of any kind should be taken seriously nowadays. You don't know what people are capable of. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time.